Good evening. My name is Jonathan Hunt-Glassman. I am also a member of the Board of Young Trustees. And when I'm not here, I work as a project director at a company called Danya International. And would like to extend my thanks to the company for their generous support of our event. I joined SMRC's board in August of this year because I have been so consistently impressed with the organization's ambitious mission and with its ability to effectively implement its programs in order to ensure high impact. In college and in the years since, I've met a lot of folks my age who aspire to make a difference in the developing world. That is relatively common. What is so uncommon about SMRC is that it has found a way to make those aspirations a reality. I have so frequently seen the student movement engage idealistic students and then empower them. Certainly with financial and legal resources that they might not otherwise have access to, but also with rare opportunities to learn about the real needs of the communities that they want to make a difference in, with access to mentors and to partners, and with a structure that demands realistic plans for real change. The reason that I became involved with this organization, and the reason that I continue to support it, is because I think it is the best testament that I have found to a powerful idea. The idea that concerned individuals, even if they're young, when provided with the proper support and the proper organization, can come together with their peers, both local and abroad, in order to make dramatic differences in the standard of living enjoyed by some of the world's least fortunate citizens. Now, in addition to all of those reasons, I also became involved with SMRC because of the dynamic leadership of Saul Garlick, the organization's executive director. Saul is a person who embodies that fusion of idealistic commitment and pragmatic action. And we are going to have the pleasure of hearing him speak for a few minutes this evening on the theme of youth leading global change. That'll be followed by a brief video about the group's work in Manyeleta, South Africa, which I think will also embody those same values. And so, it's my pleasure to introduce the Executive Director of the Student Movement for Real Change, Saul Garlick.
Thanks so much, Jonathan. I've got to say, your speech was excellent. I like that you wrote the part about the organization. I wrote the part about me. And you executed it beautifully. Thank you. No, but seriously, it's a privilege to work with so many amazing young leaders on the Board of Young Trustees, from the Global Development Internship, and also, and the real focus of the evening tonight, some of our partners, including Young Professionals in Foreign Policy, led by Joshua Marcuse, and of course, Alice Service Corps, led by Scott Beal. Before I go on, I would like to thank the people who made this possible. The incredible support and generosity that SMRC has received to make this event possible has been really overwhelming and has been really encouraging about our mission. I'd like to thank the ambassador in Klapo. It's a difficult name, but when you live in the communities, you have to practice the K sound. So I got it finally. Ambassador in Klapo, who has served South Africa ably, as well as his team, Nadira Bayat and Hilda McBride, for accommodating our many requests and for providing guidance to make this evening such a success. Also, thank you very much to Mary Berry, our member of the Board of Trustees who is here with us this evening, and her wonderful daughter, Megan Berry, a member of our team as the Fellowships Coordinator. Thank you to the many members of our Board of Young Trustees, as I mentioned before, who are with us tonight. Their commitment is essential to the organization's growth. This really is a youth-driven entity. Thanks so much to our sponsors, as Jonathan mentioned, Danya and Undaraga Aliwen, for their contributions, and of course to Gibraltar Band for their beautiful music and setting the atmosphere this evening. I also must thank our wonderful chapter at Georgetown University. They came together and they are really pulling this night off. So under the leadership of Julie Walls and all the staff from Georgetown, thank you so much. We could not do it without you. And of course, none of this would be possible without the dedicated team at the office, including Vanessa Carter, who spoke earlier before, our Director of Programs, who has been committed to the organization for over 2 years and is really a stalwart to making this whole thing run. Andrea Calderon, who is joining us this year as a fellow from Colombia, who has chaired this evening and made it all possible. And Rafael Gallo and Stefania Spezzati from Italy, who are full-time interns in our office this summer. And of course, let's not forget the work that's being done every day in the field by people like Lily Muldoon, Ryan Knight, and Ted Couch. They are making the development work happen, and they are inspirations to us all. But this evening is really about visualizing the work that goes on in South Africa through the brilliant photography of Josh Marks, and celebrating the incredible contributions of 2 social entrepreneurs, Scott Beal, founder and executive director of Atlas Service Corps, and Joshua Marcuse, founder and president of the Young Professionals in Foreign Policy. We are so inspired by your work that is making a global impact, and we are privileged to present to you tonight the Ambassador Princeton Lyman Global Leadership Awards. I want to take a few minutes just to talk to you briefly about the student movement for real change. I'm looking for my notes. There they are. Perfect. The student movement for real change started as a high school club. I have to be honest with you, when I was a senior in high school, sitting there with my friends around a coffee table, I did not anticipate being here at the South African Embassy with such esteemed and distinguished guests. But the student movement really grew and grew, not by my doing, but by the young people who have been involved. And my favorite thing to do when I have more time to speak, this is what I get to do when I go on college campuses, is just list off the young people who have driven this movement. It's people like Vanessa Carter, who started a community center in South Africa, or Lily Muldoon, who started a sanitation project that she is still working on as a Fulbright scholar in Kenya. It's people like who are with us tonight, like Sarah Whitney, who is going to help develop a community center in Utah, South Africa, where they do not have one, for women and children to gather and to become empowered creating their own micro-enterprises and programming. Like Caitlin Walter, who's at Emory University and couldn't be with us tonight, who's going to enhance a bakery project and create social entrepreneurship opportunities and develop more small economies for women to get employment and to access new markets. And of course, to Julie Walls and David Lamb, who are here with us tonight, who are going to be developing a scholarship fund for high school seniors in the communities in South Africa to finally have access to higher education. So a round of applause to all of the young leaders who are making a huge contribution. There are 2 incredibly important things that I would like to highlight. First of all, that everybody in this room should make no mistake about it, we would like your support, right? So there is a beautiful silent auction here, and I really encourage you to take a look. Some of those photos have not yet been bid on, and we do encourage you to bid. But if you reach into your nice little envelopes, you'll see that we have a very, very well-made donation card. And that is an opportunity for all of you to get involved in this movement. So if you have not already done that, please take a look at that donation card. And as you leave, which will only happen in, I hope, another 45 minutes or so, you'll have the opportunity to donate to help us grow this cause. To say that the student movement for real change runs on a shoestring budget is to be generous. We are a small operation, but I think we're making big impact. And I really encourage all of you guys to take that opportunity to make a contribution this evening. And of course, to highlight the winners of the Ambassador Princeton Lyman Global Leadership Award, which I'm going to get into in just 1 second. But before I do that, I want to show you a very brief 3-minute film. So if I could have your attention pointed at the diagonal screen.